Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially the beginning of a new operation within Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Well, kind of a new operation. It's called Operation Apocalypse Z Survivors, and no, not that survivor, more like zombie survivors like we could expect from this game. And with this operation, of course, we are getting new multiplayer modes, a new gauntlet for zombies, on top of that pandemic mode for Blackout, but of course, the thing that we always talk about at the beginning of the operation, the black market content. Now, what I do at the beginning of every operation is go through, look at the contraband stream, talk about the different tiers, and whether or not it is worth buying. You may notice as soon as we dive into here, I have not bought the tiers. I do not plan on buying the tiers. I have not bought any supply drops. If you can't figure it out from what I'm saying, I don't really support what they're doing with these reserves and with these tiers, and in this video, we're going to talk about why. Because, once again, the penny pinching of Treyarch and Activision comes out very prevalent with this event, and I'm going to show you why throughout talking about the black market. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up. Let's dive in and actually have a look at the 60 tier contraband stream. So as far as this operation, as you can see here, it's called Operation Apocalypse Z Survivors. So it's kind of like a second part of the Operation Apocalypse Z. The other thing that you may note is that it ends in 47 days, which is a little bit weird because that means that it ends on September 23rd, which is a Monday. Normally, events start on Tuesdays within Black Ops 4, so that would either mean that there is no next operation, or they're doing this because that is actually the day that the beta for Modern Warfare ends. So maybe they're just trying to keep everyone's attention on Call of Duty, and they figure the best way to do that is to start the next operation literally the day that the beta ends. But as far as this operation goes, as you're going to see, if we go all the way to the end here, there is 60 total tiers. And I'm going to be honest with you, for the most part, these tiers are a little bit better than what we've seen, especially for the second operation in a thing. So for example, with Days of Summer, all we had was reserve crates in the second operation, and it kind of sucked. But with this one, there are reserve crates, which we're going to talk about, and on top of that, there's some items. So we start out with a weapon charm, really nothing special there, just a little can of salt. On top of that, after this, we got a new gesture called Warface. After that, we get into some 8-bit stickers. Now, when I first saw these, I tried to figure out why my screen wasn't loading properly, and then I realized that they're supposed to be 8-bit. There's actually a couple of these throughout. Into a calling card here. After that, we got our first jump pack. So this one is called the Diner. I actually quite like this one. A little bit of zombies lore going on there. After that, some more stickers, and then we get to our first reserve case. So I don't know what the point is of putting reserve cases in here. It just seems like filler, unnecessary. They could basically reduce this down to 50 tiers if they wanted to, just get rid of the reserve cases inside. It's kind of a mystery to me. It's like they didn't quite have enough items, so they threw some reserve cases in there. Up next, we've got a skin for Ruin. This one is called the Iron Gate. It looks pretty good. Nothing too fancy, though. After that, we move into some more calling cards, stickers, and then our next good item is my personal favorite out of this entire event, is the Chef for Ajax. I think this one looks really good. They did a really good job with it. Actually, probably pretty close to one of my favorite skins out of the entire game, if I'm being honest with you. After that, our next gesture is called the Sparky. It's a sparkler. Once again, why didn't they implement this with the 4th of July event? I have no idea. After this, we got more reserve cases, and our next good item is a skin called the Spectrum for Crash at level 20. Moving on, we've got another reserve case at level 22. After this, at 25, we've got a new gesture called the Speed Demon, and I believe he's riding a unicycle here with rockets on the back of it. After this, moving on, once again, you can see more of these 8-bit calling cards or stickers. Once again, they make me think my screen is taking forever to load. And then, something that I was very happy to see, we've got a reactive camo. This is like our first reactive camo in the contraband stream in honestly a couple of events now. And it's good to see that they're back. It's called the Spinal Trap, I think going off of Spinal Tap. And honestly, it looks really good. I think they did a good job with it. And like I said, it's once again nice to see an actual good camo return, or actually a camo at all, return to the actual contraband stream. So that is right there at the halfway point. After this, once again, some more calling card stickers. Our next skin is for Outrider. It's called the Demonology. After this, we move into another reserve case, another gesture called I Can See, and then once again face paints. I don't love face paints, if we're being honest. Reserve cases, and then our next good skin, another really great skin, is called the Crop Duster. This one is for Battery. It honestly doesn't really look like Battery to me, but of course, a kind of pilot skin, an old-timey pilot skin. After this, our next gesture is called the Jam on the One. This one thing you're going to notice is that it actually uses the exact same music as a lot of other dancing gestures in the game. Just pretty lazy if you ask me. I honestly think it's that Activision doesn't want to get the rights to a lot of songs, so they got the rights to one song and then just use it for every gesture. After this, we got the Spinal Tap outfit for Zero, once again playing off that Spinal Tap name. And once again, nothing too fancy here, just another skin. Then at level 55, we've got the Kaboom gesture. This is one of the few gestures in the game that really involves your entire background, and I actually think it's a pretty sweet gesture that they could have done a lot more with other things as well. As you can see, like a nuke goes off behind Ruin. I think it's a pretty cool gesture. And then at level 59, we have a death effect called the Fury Blitz. And then finally, at level 60, you get your Ultra Weapon Bribe. So the one thing you may notice is none of the new weapons, which we're going to talk about in a minute, are in the Contraband stream. One camo, which is the reactive camo at level 30, and then at level 60 you get an Ultra Weapon Bribe. The reason why I am personally not buying this is because there's nothing that immediately makes me go, oh yeah, that's awesome, I want that now. Yes, technically I could unlock an Ultra Weapon Bribe and potentially get one of the new weapons, but that's exactly it. It's potentially I get one of the new weapons. There's old weapons that I still haven't got, like the ballistic knife, that would just be a waste of my money if I wanted to do that. So that is why I'm not buying any of them. On top of that, it's just a principle thing. They're adding in a Contraband stream with a bunch of reserve cases. I don't want to support reserve, so why would I support the Contraband stream? That's kind of where my head's at. Now, on top of that, one other thing that I think a lot of people aren't going to like is the new things in Blackjack's market. So in the black market, the first thing we have is a gray matter camo. I'm not going to lie, this camo is pretty cool, and with it you get 4 duplicate protected reserves, which is nice, but it's going to cost you 1,600 COD points, or about $16. After this, we have a new skin for Reaper. This is honestly one of my favorite skins in the game. It's called Grinder, and with it you get 5 duplicate protected crates. This one really sucks to me because honestly I really want this skin, but it comes with duplicate protected crates, which I don't want to spend my money on, and on top of that it's going to cost 2,000 COD points, aka $20, basically for one skin, and that's not what I want here. So after this, we have the Afterburner skin for the Rampart, and I love what they did with the video for this one. They made it look like an airplane flying through the air, which is kind of what the skin is supposed to look like, and I really do like this and would love to buy it, but once again, it costs 1,900 COD points, aka about $19. You also get it with the Rocketeer gesture, which every time I watch these just makes me think that this gesture should have come out with the July 4th event. It just doesn't make any sense that it's coming out now. It's literally a firework. Now, the really crazy part about this is when you actually add it all together, all of the things that they've added into the shop today, this is going to cost you $55 to buy everything. If you wanted every single one of these items, $55. Plus the Contraband streams, which is 60 tiers, that brings you to $115 just for one day. There's going to be other items coming out every single week. It just shows you how damn expensive it is. But we're not done there, because on top of that, most of the items that are in this update are not in the black market, are not in the Contraband stream. They're in reserves. Just have a look at this video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, most of the items in that video we just watched are pretty damn cool. The only thing that I think is kind of useless is the weapon charms, but other than that, the items are pretty damn good. Now, of course, there's 2 new weapons that are in the reserves. These are the Javelina Sniper and the M16. I only had 1 weapon bribe from the previous event, and with it, I was lucky enough to get the Javelina Sniper. However, the M16, as of right now, I'm just probably not going to get unless I hit it for my weapon bribe once I hit level 60. But once again, I'm not buying that contraband stream. I refuse to. It's a principle thing for me. And honestly, one of the main reasons for that is because the weapons aren't in the contraband stream. We were sold right away when the game was launched that we would be able to get these weapons by simply playing the game. By simply leveling up that contraband stream, you could get the DLC weapons. And as we know, that's now a thing of the past. So that's just one of many reasons why I will just not buy those contraband streams. Frustrating part is I might never get that M16 because I refuse to buy ultra weapon brabs, I refuse to buy reserves, and on top of that, the new game is just around the corner. Modern Warfare's beta comes out in about a month, and the game is launched in about 2 months. Why waste your money on this game that's going to essentially be over in 2 months? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's my opinion. If you differ, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Also, I try to make these videos at the beginning of every single event just to keep you guys informed of the black market, the contraband stream, what's worth it, what's not. So if you did enjoy, I do appreciate it if you could hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and want to stay on top of everything Call of Duty, whether that be Black Ops 4 or Modern Warfare, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have notifications on. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for